It was 3012 a.m. The world was asleep. The city was quiet, except for the hum of a distant train rolling through the dark. And there he was, a man sitting alone at the edge of his bed, elbows on his knees, face buried in his hands. He wasn't crying, no. He was thinking. That silent war between what you are and what you could be. When you stare at the mirror and deep inside you whisper to yourself, I know there's more to me than this. But fear answers back, no, there isn't. That's the battlefield of life. Not outside, not in the economy, not in the world, but right there in your own mind. He sat there remembering every failure, every rejection, every you're not enough that life had thrown his way. But there was a voice, a quiet, trembling whisper that refused to die. It said, you have greatness within you. He didn't believe it. Not yet. But that voice didn't care, because that voice was the truth. Listen to me, you might be in your own 3 a.m. moment right now. You might be facing silence, disappointment, the feeling that life has passed you by. But I came to tell you something, and I want you to hear me well. You are not finished. You are not broken. And you are not ordinary. There is power inside you waiting to be awakened. There is potential in you that no one has ever seen before. There is greatness within you. You may have been born into struggle, raised in chaos, laughed at, overlooked, or underestimated. But the soil that's hardest to dig often hides the richest seed. And that seed is you. This moment, right here, right now, is not the end of your story. Because when you finally believe that greatness isn't out there, it's in here itch. That's the day your entire life begins to change. He tried to change. He really did. Woke up early, read the books, watched the videos, wrote down goals on paper. But life has a way of testing you just before it's the breakthrough. You ever notice that? The moment you say, I'm going to turn things around, that's when the storms show up. And suddenly, every reason to quit starts knocking on your door hard. He looked at his vision board one night, all those dreams, all those pictures, and he whispered, maybe this isn't for me. And that's when it hit him. The moment he said those words, he felt something inside go quiet. Because when you speak defeat, your spirit listens. When you declare, I can't, your potential starts to retreat. But when you whisper, maybe I can, your soul leans forward. It starts to wake up. Listen. The journey to greatness is not pretty. It's not clean. It's not comfortable. It's sweat, tears, loneliness, and rejection. Don't expect comfort. Expect resistance. Because resistance is proof that you're growing. You've got to be hungry. Hungry for your dream. Hungry for your purpose. Hungry to rewrite your story. See, hunger is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's not the talent that wins. It's the tenacity. It's not the perfect plan that wins. It's the person who refuses to quit. You might not have the education. You might not have the connections. You might not have the money. But if you've got hunger, real hunger, you've got enough to start. And once you start, life will begin to respond. Doors that were once locked will begin to crack open. Not because you asked, but because you earned it. Every setback you faced wasn't punishment, it was preparation. Every no was building a strength inside you that yes could never give. Every delay was developing your patience, your faith, your fire. So if you're in that season of struggle right now, don't curse it. Use it .east. It's there to build you. And what you become through that pain, that's the beginning of your greatness. The breakthrough, discovering the power within. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. He still hadn't made it. No spotlight, no applause, no overnight success. But something was changing, quietly, deeply. One morning, he looked in the mirror and didn't see a failure anymore. He saw someone becoming. That's the turning point, not when life changes, but when you do. When the fire inside becomes stronger than the storm outside. When the hunger to rise drowns out the fear of falling. When you stop waiting for permission and start moving with purpose. He realized something powerful. No one was coming to save him. Not the boss, not the friend, not the system, not the luck. If he wanted a new life, he had to build it with his own hands, with his own heart, one hard day at a time. And in that moment, he made a decision that shifted everything. He said, I will no longer let fear make my decisions for me. That was it. Not a lightning bolt, not a miracle. Just a choice. We wait for clarity, we wait for the right time. But greatness doesn't wait. It's born the moment you move, even when you're uncertain, even when you're scared. Because faith doesn't mean you see the whole staircase. Faith means you take the first step, anyway.s, and every time you do, something inside expands. Every act of courage builds a muscle. Every risk taken strengthens your wings. Every I can't turned into I will carves a new path in your soul. That's how greatness is built. Not in comfort, but in the climb. Not when people believe in you, but when you believe in yourself again. He stopped asking, what if I fail? And started asking, what if I fly? He stopped waiting for the world to see his value and started showing it. One action, one day, one decision at a time. That's when life began to shift. The same problems were there, but he was different. And when you change, everything around you must eventually adjust. Because life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you become. And once you become the person who can handle the dream becomes yours by right. So today, make that same decision. Decide to stop doubting your power. Decide to start moving, no matter how small the step. Because that step is where greatness begins. And one day, he woke up different. Not because the world finally gave him a break, not because luck knocked on his door, but because he stopped waiting and started becoming. He had learned the truth. Greatness isn't found in the applause. It's not found in the validation. It's not in the money or the trophies or the spotlight. It's in the person you build when no one's watching. He no longer chased success. He embodied it. He didn't need the world to tell him he was worthy. He knew it because he had earned it through sweat, faith, and perseverance. Listen, there comes a moment when the pain that once broke you becomes the power that fuels you. When the scars you tried to hide become proof that you survived. And when you finally realize that the same fire that burned you is the fire that forged you. That's what transformation feels like. It's not loud. It's not glamorous. It's quiet strength. It's steady purpose. It's peace in the middle of chaos. And if you ever doubted your worth, you were extraordinary, you just forgot for a while. Life didn't bury you, it planted you. And now, it's your season to rise. So rise with courage, rise with conviction. Rise knowing that every failure, every delay, every closed door was just preparing you for this exact moment. It's time to speak life over your dreams again. It's time to look in the mirror and say, I am capable, I am enough, and I will win. Because the greatness within you has been waiting patiently for you to believe again. And when you do, when you finally stand tall in your purpose, the world will feel it. Not because you said it, but because you became it. So go now. Take that dream off the shelf. Dust it off. Look fear in the eye and say, I'm coming for what's mine. And remember, you have greatness within you. You were chosen for a reason. And it's not over until you win.